Super Bowl halftime show. This was just as big of like a talking point as the game itself, maybe even more, because the game sucked. The game was boring. The Super Bowl halftime show was kind of controversial. It's the most watched halftime show of all time, and a bunch of people with podcasts rushed to their platform to tell everyone how much they didn't like it and how boring it was and how they couldn't understand what he was saying. I'd like to know what you guys think. Did you think it was good? Did you think it was mid? Did you think it was whack? And why?
I'll start. I'll wait till Jessie gives us. I know me and Jessie go back and forth. I don't think you're not the biggest Kendrick guy. I don't think, but I'm a big Kendrick fan. I think Kendrick is the best modern day rapper in the last 10 years. For me personally, I listen to all of his albums, and so I loved it because I knew every song, and I'm just a big Kendrick fan. Now, if you didn't know Kendrick and you didn't know his music, forget the political stuff. Like if you weren't even paying attention to that and you're just watching from an entertainment standpoint, Kendrick is a really, really good rapper. Again, I think he's the best modern day rapper that there is. Not necessarily an entertainer, right? Like he's not going to go out there and put on a performance necessarily.
He's not going to dance like Vanilla Ice. No.
Right. But his lyrics, like if you know his music and you know his lyrics, then you love that show. Right. If you didn't, it's not like super ultra entertaining, his performance, if you weren't paying attention to like the political part of it.
Rap music is my favorite music, but I think rap music live is the worst concert to view. It just is. So that's number one. You got that going against it. Number two, I am not a fan of Kendrick Lamar, the musician. However, I respect Kendrick, and I think Kendrick is he's like a performance arts major. He can tell a story without any words. And so I will say that the story that he told without the music even being involved was A1. Whether you agree with it politically or not is outside the question. For me, he was able to tell a story all the way through without the music even being involved. And I think that's really, really hard to do. I'm not a fan of the music itself, but I thought the halftime show, because of everything involved, was pretty good. I'm not a Kendrick fan, and I'm not a live rap fan. I went and saw Lil Wayne when I was in LA. I love Lil Wayne, but it was awful. The concert was terrible.
Yeah. I hate when they have like three people backing them up at rap concerts when they're all like, and it's like doesn't sound like
good live music. It's not good live music. To me, it's not good live music.
What do you think, Coach?
As far as like, watching it, I agree with Jessie. Kendrick, he puts a lot on the palette. So it could be a little bit of like sensory overload with what he's trying to do all at one time. He's trying to entertain. He's trying to send a message. He's trying to give hidden jewels. He's trying to give lyrics, and he's trying to be like an entertainer all at once. And sometimes you can look at it in a sense of there's art, and then there's the guys that have the spinning canvas with the paint, and then they just throw the paint over it, and they come up with like a beautiful image.
I love those guys.
And it's subjective, right? Yeah. I think that Kendrick does himself a disservice by kind of making you try to drink from the fire hose. It's way too much at the same time. He doesn't really do a good job at pacing things out. One thing I will say is that as far as like the hidden jewels were concerned, is the imagery of the performance, A1. Turning the entire field into a controller with saying that you were inside of the game, using Samuel L. Jackson as a narrator throughout the entire performance, telling him that, his first set was more of his harder songs, more of his more deep indie songs, and Samuel Jackson chiming in to let him know that what he was doing was not what people wanted to see. It was too ghetto. Kendrick Lamar then switching to Luther, which was more of a softer song, which more of his mainstream songs. But then there were just a lot of different things. There was, if you're into tarot cards, there was a hanging man reference in there with the guy hanging from the street light. There was definitely a lot of different references to Drake directly, which is, in my opinion, I love a good rap battle. I'm a URL fan. I'm a King of the Dot fan. I'm a RBE fan. But dude, a battle is a battle. If he's dead, he's dead. Like, leave it alone at some point. But I just thought that the stage was way too big to try to, and there were way too many people to try to please at that moment. And Kendrick is not a forgiving artist where he doesn't sacrifice his art to necessarily curry favor with the mass audience. So I gave it a solid B. Because I have enough awareness to understand that there were some parts that other people may just not feel. Just because I thought they were good, they didn't necessarily land it. And lastly, Kendrick is, he has a dynamic style, and doing all of the hard cuts and switching angles and trying to have all of that imagery on a 100-yard football field outside of what he usually does, which is in a controlled studio, it was hard to pull off. So that's what I thought about it. He did his best, but he didn't execute.
I thought he executed. I thought he did exactly what he was invited to do that performance for one reason, and I thought he nailed it. If they want, like, people be like, "Oh, he didn't dance. He's not entertaining." Man, everyone wanted to see him call Drake a pedo on TV, and he did it. Okay, he did it all year. If they wanted a pop star, they could have invited Drake. They could have invited Usher for the third time. They could have invited Rihanna. They didn't want a pop star. And the reason this was the most viewed halftime show ever is because it's the guy who took down the biggest pop star in the world. And he did it in a rap song that everyone loves to dance to. The whole world's been dancing on Drake's grave all year, and everyone loves to sing the A minor part. Everyone. It's like a craze. And he did a great job of like teasing it, building anticipation. If he had just gone out there and done like 8 of his biggest hits in a medley for 20 minutes, it would have had no impact and everyone would have forgot it. If he had played All Right and Humble, it's like, yeah, those are your big hits, but you're here because you took down Drake this year. And so what he did is he played a bunch of songs off his new album, played his new music, and then he did the song. And everyone, it's like, it's shocking to watch him say it. And he did it at the Grammys. He did it at the Super Bowl. They keep letting him call Drake that word. It's crazy. So I don't know. I thought it was really, really cool. And it was a Kendrick. I've never been to a Kendrick concert. It looked like a big Compton Kendrick concert. Do you understand how bad some of these Super Bowl halftime shows have been in the past? Just a few years ago, there was Maroon 5, Travis Scott, and Big Boy together for no good reason. Before that, Coldplay, Beyonce, and Bruno Mars together on the same stage for no fucking reason. Katy Perry, Lenny Kravitz, and Missy Elliott, the trio. So at least it was like cohesive. It was the #1 song of the year, and it was different than any halftime show. I mean, I didn't watch Usher last year and Will.i.am. Like this, everyone watched this for the same reason. He won all the Grammys because he called Drake a pedo, and that was kind of wild. Can't believe he did it, and they let him do it.
I mean, that's what I'm saying though. Like, I feel like he tried to do way more than just call Drake a pedophile. Like, you know what I mean?
He had to do the whole. It's not Kendrick,
and that's what I'm saying. Like, meaning. Like, I get that was like, I get it. Like, on the surface, yes, the main, and I love you for this, Grant, because you keep the main thing the main thing. On the surface, this entire halftime show was, are you gonna play Not Like Us? And are you going to officially say his name? There were 3 things. Are you going to play Not Like Us? Are you going to say his name? Are you going to call him a PDF? Those were the 3. And he teased it throughout the entire performance. But for me, I saw so much more that he was trying to get across. True. And it was like, none of that landed. That's
Kendrick for me. It's like, to me, it's like Kendrick has a killer song, Not Like Us, Squabble Up. And it's like, it's not enough that he just made the best single. He has to make an album with 8 layers of double meaning. It's like, nah, man, you make great singles. There's no shame in making great singles.
Does it ever occur to you that you don't get Not Like Us if Kendrick doesn't do the deep shit.
True. All I'm saying is the way I consume Kendrick is I love his singles. And then when he puts out an album, I listen to it and I'm like, yeah, he tried really super hard on that one. Respect. I'm not going to listen to it again per se, but I will have a playlist of my favorite Kendrick Lamar songs that I will go to frequently because I think he makes great singles. I mean, Squad.
So let me ask you this. Song. Do you listen to rap outside of wanting to have a good time?
Yeah, absolutely. But I don't think I also like an effortlessness in my art, no matter if it's rap or whatever it is. And I kind of get turned off when someone's like, I'm serious. I'm an artiste. This is like, okay, man, got it. Yeah, you tried super hard, dude. But like some people make really cool art and there's like an effortlessness to it, which I'm drawn to. But that's just personal taste.
I just wish you would have played Money Trees. That would have made it better. Money Trees
would have hit.
Yeah,
it would have.
But the fact that, like, honestly, he did hit the mark, though. As far as, like, execution was, as far as him landing everything, I felt like it was on different levels. But if you want to get to, like, did he accomplish the mission? He accomplished the mission. Said his name, looked into the screen.
Like, he's not going to do it. He's not going to do
it.
For
sure.
He's not going to do it. Drake was watching like, he's not going to do it. He's not going to play it. Okay, they're playing it, but he's not going to say my name. Okay, he said my name.
Yeah.
It's rough. And I don't know why everyone takes so much pleasure in Drake getting taken down like that, because he was the #1 pop star in the world for like 15 years. I guess people were just tired of him. I don't know.
People love to see the person on top fall off, no matter
true,
who it
right?
is.
Hey, Bill, you build people up to tear them down. Happened to Britney Spears.
Look how happy people were that the Chiefs lost. You know, same.
Right.
Yeah.
True.
Right.
Well, that was fun to talk about. Next week we're going to be on Ryan's show, and we're only going to talk about Kendrick Lamar the whole time.
Well,
100%.
Next week we are on my channel, and we're not talking 49ers. So sorry to disappoint those of you who want to hear 49ers. Next week on my channel, we're talking about whatever the hell we want to talk about. So tune in.
Dave Barclay says halftime show was wiggity wiggity whack.
wiggity whack.
When I think of wiggity wiggity whack, I always think of like the old DOS Effects flow. Remember DOS Effects from like early 90s?
Nah, crisscross.
That's crisscross.
Sure. That's true. Yeah. That's true. That's crisscross, huh? That's true. Sir Cash Money says we are so spoiled for halftime shows. We can go back to Disney doing figure skating for halftime shows if y'all want. I mean, hold on. This list of let's go back to this is 1999, okay? No, wait, hold on. Let's do 2000. 2000 was better. Phil Collins, Christina Aguilera, Enrique Iglesias, Tony Braxton, and an 80-person choir. 1999.
That's crazy.
That really happened.
Yeah.
Someone thought of that shit. They were like, no. We need a choir too.
The illest Super Bowl halftime was Prince. That was an ill-ass halftime show.
Yes.
When Prince did the halftime show, and Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson was fire.
Well, for one reason and one reason only.
But it was fire, though.
Here's the thing. Can I say something? I feel like Prince is the one American artist that pretty much everyone likes or loves. Mm-hmm. And
if you don't like Prince, something's wrong with you.
Out there every year, and people be like, "Fuck yeah, Prince, let's go!" Everyone.
Yeah. Never want to cause you any pain. Come on, man.
Prince.
You know what I
mean? He just, for people who are like, oh, you got to play the instruments yourself. He does that, and he's a performer, and he's a great singer, and he can
play hoop, and he can play hoop.
Oh, 2012
pancakes.
Madonna.
Yeah.
2000.
2011 was fire
was
too.
Stevie Wonder, Gloria Estefan, Big Bad Voodoo Daddy, and tap dancer Savion Glover. That happened.
They mix it up like that. Stevie Wonder could have done it by himself and been great.
2003 was Shania Twain, No Doubt, and Sting. Fuck me. How does that happen?
I don't know. It just took a hodgepodge and threw it.
You know who needs a halftime show? Outkast needs to do.
Well, Big Boy was there. Yeah, Andre 3000 probably wouldn't do it. And if he did, he'd probably do like his ambient noise album from earlier this year.
Play the flute.
But I think it's funny after the debacle between Justin Timberlake and Janet Jackson, the NFL went straight back to Boomer Town, dude. Paul McCartney 2005, Rolling Stones 2006,
2006.
Tom Petty 2008, Bruce Springsteen 2009. They went deep back. It's like we're only.
But keep it 1,000 though. They snapped back in 2011 though.
Hold on, let me see.
Black Eyed Peas.
Hell yeah. But then they just threw Slash in there for no reason.
I don't know what Slash, but you know what? Slash is kind of like Slash is kind of like Astor. It's like he kind of like passes for like ambiguity.
He's just
like,
on the stage playing guitar for no reason. 2014, Bruno Mars and the Red Hot Chili Peppers together. Because who doesn't want to see them at the same time?
That's a hell of a mix.
That's
Justin
a great mix.
Timberlake and the Tennessee Kids in 18.
Ugh, I don't remember that one. That must have been awful. God. Justin
Yo, give me that 2020 lineup, Grant.
Okay, this one I was there for. This one was like kind of thematic because it was in Miami.
Okay.
Shakira, Jennifer Lopez, Bad Bunny, J Balvin, and Emmy Muniz. I'm not mad at that one.
Hey, anything with Jennifer
I'm not
Lopez.
mad at that one.
Was it fire?
Yeah.
You know, I was working, but Shakira will be fire when she's 70. Like,
Shakira.
Never really know that Chaka doesn't suck this. Okay, Bobo says, did we confirm that Serena was doing the crip walk during Not Like Us? Yeah, that was sea walking. That was definitely sea walking. Dave Barclay says, nah, it was okay, but Michael Jackson made a show. Well, Michael Jackson isn't here, okay, Dave?
Michael Jackson.
It's better than Usher for the fourth time. I didn't need to see Usher.
Hey, we did get Dre, M50,
True.
Snoop, and all of them a couple years ago. That was pretty good too.
2022.
What about The Dream?
Hey, no. Hey, 2024 on the low. Usher, Alicia Keys, Jermaine Dupri, her, Will.i.am, Lil Jon, and Ludacris.
You need six
That's our
featured
entire
artists in
college
20
career.
minutes?
That's our college life. That entire lineup.
6 featured artists in 20 minutes? That's a parade.
That's when
I
they
don't
just
know.
were throwing shit at the wall and see what stuck.
They could have left Jermaine Dupri off of that list. They could have left him.
That's true. What was he gonna do?
I like Jermaine Dupri. Juan Carlos Montano says
He's not an
Kendrick's
artist.
dead. Real rap fans liked him before he dissed, but he had to call out Drake to be relevant globally. If he never dissed Drake, he wouldn't be there. Also, it's someone in rap needed to do this years ago. If Tupac were alive, he would have done this in 2011. So it's nice that Kendrick finally, took one for the culture.
Yo. How did The Weeknd hold down an entire set?
That was a terrible performance.
In 2021.
I didn't like it.
He's horrible. I can't
I don't
stand
like
his
That's
music.
bad.
He just ripped off The Dream. The Dream was first, and then The Weeknd took his whole. And again, another Canadian guy just stealing a hardworking Americans. I don't like
Those
it.
damn Canadians.
I don't like it. And I think another thing why do people like Kendrick taking down Drake so much? Final thought.
He's not
Because
American.
Drake's kind of fake. He's Canadian, doing
an
an
actor.
American genre. He
acting.
doesn't write his own lyrics. He's a
acting like a
singer
rapper.
pretending to be a rapper. And
Yo,
it's nice
he
to have
pole
like,
jocks from click to click, man. If he want to be hot in Atlanta, he goes down in Atlanta. He want to be hot in Houston, he goes to
chameleon.
Houston. You know what I'm saying?
He was Wheelchair Jimmy or whatever the guy's name was. I mean, he's an actor, and it's nice to.
Minus the PDF file stuff, which could also
That's
be
true. That you can't
He
just
is-
be saying
he's
that about
fair,
people.
But he's
I think that was a
also
good enough excuse.
He's also very Puff Daddy remember Puff Daddy made all the hits back in the day, but he was taking samples from old songs. That's all that Drake did. He just took Puff Daddy's whole game, redid it 30 years later, and it was huge. He knew it'd be a hit.
Puff smacked him up for stealing too.
And I think Drake was getting a little. I feel like he picked the fight with Kendrick. Like Kendrick kind of poked him, and Drake was like, "Oh, this will be light work." Like, ooh.
You know what you know what the catalyst to all of this was, to be honest with you? There were light hits over the years. The biggest problem was Drake stepped out and did real life shit on wax. And he called out Kendrick's baby's mother. He talked about his family. Once he talked about his family and he said that your wife,
He opened the door.
that's it. It's over. You said my wife's name on wax. There is nothing else. It is over.
Also,
for
one
you.
more thing. So in this battle all year, there were multiple diss tracks. But the thing about a diss track is it has to slap. It's got to have a great beat and a good chorus. It can't just be, slanderous. And, Kendrick made some not so good ones. At least ones that aren't getting played. This one, when you hear that beat drop by Mustard, I mean, everyone loves it. So
Euphoria is crazy, Grant.
yeah, but in like a rap canon thing, but like this is a hit, and this ended Drake's career largely because the beat is just so good and people freaking love dancing to it. I've never seen a song become the soundtrack to Dancing on Someone's Grave until then. That's the official. What does Dancing on Someone's Grave sound like? That song. First 2 seconds of it.